And yep.
Yo. Hi, guys. Welcome to another live stream of Emergency Exit Podcast. You know what to do. We are going to record this live. You can call in with the number below. You can text, email. You can do whatever. We'll be playing some voicemails, by the way. That's coming up. We are going to record this, and then it's going to go on Channel 10 here in Austin Wednesday night at 10. So if you want to go ahead and call in, and then come on in. Sorry, my girlfriend's just getting home here. We'll be playing it live. You guys want to hear yourself talk on the air and hear yourself on the radio, on the TV. Do it to it. I'm trying to find our freaking cast here. I switched to the new Facebook, and I'm not used to it yet.
There's a new Facebook?
Oh, yeah. You don't know about the new look of Facebook?
No.
No,
the last new look I heard of was cotton, maybe Coca-Cola.
Well, I don't know what it's called. It's just the new. If you go to your things, you'll see it. Hi. I cannot find my fucking.
I don't know that I want to see it.
Well, go for it. Are you friggin' wuss? There it is. Finally. Click to expand. I expanded, and I'm going to share. So if you guys are catching on, share this now with your friends. Help spread it.
I don't think that's something you're supposed to say right now.
Are you going to Great Outdoors, babe? No. Oh, okay.
You want me to?
No, I'm not if you don't want to, but they do close at 4.
Are you on your show right now?
We're live streaming, but we're not doing the official show yet. Okay. Jeez. She doesn't want to be in the shot. All right. Okay. Hey, guys. Let's get the show started, huh?
Yeah. Ready?
Let's do it.
Episode 151. Okay. Let's go. Muting my mic.
You are now listening to.
Oh, they're coming to rob us and rape us. And
That is
they're coming.
I don't know where you're hearing that, but literally nobody's saying that.
I know English people that aren't supposed to be here, but I don't complain about them.
I'm not trying to out you, but I
get
want
me in a gotcha moment.
no gotchas, because I do gotchas, but it's not a gotcha. Okay.
They all know you as like a Alex Jones apologist.
Yeah, pretty much. Alt-right adjacent, I think.
Alt-right adjacent.
He's a liar,
What else?
A racist. A lunatic.
An N-word hater.
No.
But in the event of an emergency, your regular exit might not be the quickest or safest.
This emergency exit is painted on.
There's no way out. There's no way out. We're through it.
Yo! That's right. This is what it sounds like when worlds collide, finding common ground and breaking the divide. This is Emergency Exit. This is episode 151. Today is Sunday, April 12th, 2020. It is again 10 on 10 in our floating tin can, far above the world. I just realized too, if I'm saying Sunday, and I can't be saying that get 10 on 10. If you guys are watching this on channel 10 at 10, we record this on Sunday. Of course, the studio is closed. So if you guys want to be sure to get your numbers and calls in, give us a call and tune in. Check us out on Facebook. That's right. Joining me, as always, is Dwayne, the Primo. That's right. Woo.
Hello, everyone. Hi. How's everybody doing?
Oh, hi. Oh, hi. Oh, very nice. And then making sure we're streaming hard. He's got us on the Roadcaster. We're using StreamYard Pro, right?
I don't think they have a pro. I think it's just you either have it or you don't.
How do you do it so that you don't have to? You got to pay to get rid of the duck on there, right?
Yeah, that's the free version. So
Yes.
we have the paid one.
We got the paid version. What's up, y'all?
What's up? You don't see no duck.
How are you?
Here?
All right, check this out.
How are you?
We're gonna play some voicemails today. We're gonna say goodbye to Bernie. We're gonna talk some fake news over Trump owning stocks. Clown world's getting scary and scarier, you guys. We'll talk about that. We've got Ape Lady Jane Goodall in the news. Libertarians on bailouts during the COVID, and then I've got a coward sucker punches a cop. So I want to see that video, and I think you guys should all see that. All right, but first, I wish we had some buttons for the news. Let's talk about the voicemails we're going to play here. So we had the voicemails. Obviously, you guys can give us a call right now live. It is 830-875-0637. We want you to call and give us your thoughts. And some people have some weird thoughts. So, for instance, let's play this Rob one. So Rob is an old caller. He doesn't.
Do we know that it's him?
Well, no, I'm the Rob one because he actually says this is Rob, the hip. It's like a really shorter one, and it happened a few days ago, not yesterday. So we got Rob, and I read his long note on Facebook, and he's responding to that, and he calls me evil, and I'm going off, and you can hear me in the background say something to the effect that, what you just out there think I'm evil or something, like I'm not a person. Like evil is like the worst thing you can call somebody, and you hear him hearing it, and then he says something. Can you play that there?
Yep.
Because if he did, I would. Do you think I'm just some evil person? Do you think like Brandon has very?
Yeah, Carlos, you are some evil person. This is Rob, the hippie.
Yeah, you are some evil person. I hate that when somebody you don't even know me really. You just know that I'll support Trump, and it's not for the same reasons why you hate him. I don't like him for those reasons too, but it's not something to the point where I think he's evil. And not to mention, God, has Democrats in the first place.
Has anyone else pointed out that Rob sounds a little bit like Joe Exotic? Are we sure that this is not
Joe Exotic? Is a libertarian.
From prison?
No, Joe Exotic. I hope it'd be Joe Exotic, but no, he's Joe Exotic.
He's also a fine actor.
He's
also a fine actor.
No, he's not. He's a fine politician. No, he said if he becomes president, you know how many bills are going to get signed? 0. That's it. That's right. That's libertarian. He's a libertarian AF. He's one of us. He's not a great person, but he's one of us. He's one of us. You guys
sounds a lot like Rob.
Man, now I'll tell you what, man. He's such a what a shitty guy. I hope you're watching this, Rob. You suck. You're an evil person. I don't even know if you're evil or not. I don't even know you well enough to know if you're evil or not. But to categorize me as evil, man, you barely know me. You watch me on the TV. You're like, this guy's got to be an evil son of a bitch. Look at him. Look at him. Just look at that fucking goddamn the glasses and the beard. And he says Trump, and it's all right. He's probably a really intelligent guy, but he says there's no making that divide, no bridging that divide. And we lost the guy.
Evil on this show. It's me with this.
Yeah, you twirling your mustache. And I think I saw some rope over there, and you got some train. I hear train in the background.
You hear a train in the background? Oh, yes.
Yes.
Polly Pureheart is tied to the tracks right behind me here.
Help me, mister. Not today, sir. Anyways, where were we at here? So anyways, Rob, give us a call if you're here, but listen, you're a jerk off. Bottom line. I don't know if you're evil or not, but you're just an asshole. I'm just a guy that wants very small government. I want self-reliance in everybody, and I want smallest government. It's so libertarian, right? That's at its core is what it is. So they just should be doing things to help keep us safe. But let's go to the next one, because sometimes they're not all Los haters. Sometimes and I swear to God they're not me, but we woke up I woke up next to Brandon the other day or last night or this morning,
One of
and
those times, yeah.
and we look over and we see that somebody's like hit up our Google Hangouts, which is of course what we're using for our phone here. And he left a bunch of messages. And what time does it say they were made?
Oh man, it doesn't say immediately on. Oh, 3:55 a.m.
This guy's okay. So
Nice.
in our time, so he
An early riser.
He may be watching in Hawaii where it's still pretty late night, but not early morning. Or he could be in Cali where it's, maybe only 12 there or 2 o'clock. Am I doing my math right? But anyways, listen to this guy. We don't know who he is. I think we should call him in a little bit, but let's listen to this.
Jimmy's a fucking sick gay fucker. You need your own show, dude. Jimmy's a sick bitch.
That's great.
Here's another one. Here's another
I
one.
do have my own show, dude.
Oh, there's nothing on that one.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Here we go.
We're all being played, brother. We're being played. Wake up.
You can hear
Did
you hear me in the background?
Yeah. Yeah. Was that last week's? The week before?
It may be.
Yeah. All right. Here's I think the longest one out of the bunch at 43 seconds.
All right.
Let's strap in for this one, boys.
All right.
Hey, dude, you're a smart guy. Jimmy is an idiot. You keep on trucking. You want somebody funny? I'll be very funny for you. I could do some political shit, and people say I'm like George Carlin, only better. George Carlin loves me. I'm a badass, and Alex Jones knows me from a long time ago. Boy, oh bubble boy, boy, oh bubble world. Holy fuck, Batman. Holy fuck, Batman.
Hey, we need to put that into a drop somewhere. The holy fuck Batman.
Holy fuck Batman.
The guy can't be all bad. He likes Batman.
I think he sounds great. I don't know if we should call him. Maybe we should give him the opportunity to call us again and talk to us
like
live.
we're broadcasting outside of his hours right now.
No, I think we call him and just immediately hit him off the bat. Hey, we're live on the air. That way, if he doesn't want to talk to us, he can.
I don't know.
Say no.
I say we call him.
Kyle asked,
call him.
Is that a half human or half monster? Half
We
human,
still
half
got-
monster. Oh, I see what you mean.
We've still got 3 more voicemails from him.
3 more?
Yeah, 3
Oh
more.
yeah.
All right, let's keep
Here
going.
we go. Here we go.
Keep them coming.
Jimmy needs to take a serious fucking bath and shower and find himself a fucking hole he can shove his cock in.
Okay, what did he say? He said he needs to.
Well, the transcript says, do we need to take a serious fucking bath and shower and find yourself a fucking cold and showers talking dead? That's what the transcript says.
That's not what the voicemail said.
This might make a
listen
good game. Yeah, let's listen to it again.
Jimmy needs to take a serious fucking bath and shower and find himself a fucking hole he can shove his cock in.
Yep. That was totally Jimmy needs to take a bath and a shower and find a fucking hole that he can shove his cock in.
Yep.
That's not a bad thing, right? Because I mean, he's just saying, hey, you probably had a long day. You should take a shower and go fuck something.
Yeah.
This guy really hates Jimmy.
All right, here we go. Next one.
Oh, cool.
I feel
Is this
bad for
Jimmy?
because I know he was abducted by his uncle, who was a reptilian shapeshifter, and he misses being sucked in his ass.
This is the craziest thing I've ever heard.
All right. You got one more.
Jimmy's
One more.
reptilian now. Hold up a second. We need to absorb that real quick. Did
Okay.
he just say Jimmy's a reptilian?
He said
his
Jimmy's
uncle- Jimmy's
reptilian
uncle.
uncle raised him.
And
So-
his uncle was a reptilian shapeshifter.
And fucked him in the ass.
Unbelievable.
All right. You ready?
Yeah, are we going to hear that one again?
Oh, you want to hear it again?
Yeah.
I feel bad for Jimmy Jimmy because I know he was abducted by his uncle, who was a reptilian shapeshifter, and he misses being sucked in his ass.
Yeah, I don't know who the hell that guy is. He might not like Jimmy or like him so much that he's calling in to say this kind of stuff. And I don't know. Is there another?
It might be Jimmy.
You got one last one?
Yeah, I got one last one.
Now, what's the time from this one to that? Is it all in the same hour?
I think this was the last one at 3:55 a.m. But they all came within a. I mean, I can check the call record on my phone and tell you, because I mean they were back to back in a very, very short span. And I woke up and kind of freaked out. I was like, why do I have 8 missed calls? All right. So what number? 3H.
Oh, I see. It doesn't
10:32 was the first call at 10:32. I had
10:32.
Yeah, I had a late night or an early night last night because I went a little hard, so I was already in bed. But then they just kind of kept coming in throughout the night. And then here's the last one.
Look at the last one. This one sounds bad, and the transcript sounds even worse. All right, so let's listen to this one.
Jimmy's a faggot. Jimmy needs to eat his own shit, and it's cornholio virus, you dumbass.
Okay, so the transcript actually wasn't all that much off. It just said the only thing it missed was shirt. It said shirt, but no,
I hope this guy doesn't think that I'm Jimmy.
He might.
What?
Fuck you, asshole.
Well, it does say your name right there on the screen, so I don't think you're in any trouble there, mister.
Good.
How funny is that? So you guys have your voicemail. We'll play them here. Should we actually call him? I don't know if we should actually do that.
I think we should.
Yeah, we totally should call him.
I don't know what would I say to him?
Say, hey, what's up? Do you not like
Jimmy? Hey, you're live on the air with Los, not
you're
Jimmy.
on the air. This is Alex Jones, and I just want to ask you a few questions here.
Let's do it.
Have you ever been abducted by reptilians? Now, I just want to ask you. I don't want to brag, but I'm a big man.
You wanna listen to one again?
Listen to one again?
Yeah, here, let's listen to this one.
I feel bad for Jimmy because I know he was abducted by his uncle, who was a reptilian shapeshifter, and he misses being sucked in his ass.
We've also got some watchers talking about wanting us to call. So the people have spoken. They want us to call this gentleman.
Yes, definitely call this guy.
All right. Look, Jimmy's asking, hey, Dwayne, did you ask Los about this? He's not even trying to talk to me. What a jerk. What a jerk. All
Wait,
right.
did I ask you about what?
His mic stand yet?
Oh, no.
No, he didn't. But I'm at home if you want to come by and grab it. So let's.
I didn't have to. You volunteered the mic stand information to me.
He does that a lot. He'll just volunteer people. And, because people are nice people, they'll do it. Let's go. Let's call that guy, I guess.
Call him? All right, let's do it.
Yeah, call him.
I don't hear any ringing.
Oh, you don't?
No. Well, never mind. He didn't answer?
Yeah, I mean, it rang a couple times.
Don't worry about it. All righty.
Wow. Oh, yeah, maybe he'll call back. Caller ID.
That'd be swell. All right. Let's get to some talking. Let's get to some Republican talking points here, guys.
Tell Los that I'm not mad at him. Look at that.
Are you guys fucking stupid? He's saying tell Los. He can just say it. He's trying to be a dick. Guys are blind. Speaking of dicks, we're getting rid of Bernie. Bye, Bernie. This New York Times article here is going to tell us, and we're going to swipe over to that Bernie Sanders dropped out of the 2020 presidential race. 2020 Democrat race for president. Mr. Sanders, a Democratic socialist, making his second run for the White House, withdrew after a series of losses to Joe Biden, who emerges as the presumptive nominee for the general election. This is probably going to make Rob the Hippie very happy. It's finally going to be Trump versus Biden. Unless something weird happens, I hear some weird things like he just says he's suspending his campaign for now, and perhaps he'll hop right back in. I think he waited till after this last primary where people actually lined up during the coronavirus and didn't get any fucking votes, any extra votes, still lost to Biden. He's like, all right, I'm done with this. And
is Rob a Biden guy?
Rob is absolutely Biden guy. We used to joke to him and go, yeah, he'll never be the nominee. And like, I was like, he got his ass beat during the first few debates. You know, he had the eye burst where he had an eye blood vessel, and then he's always stuttering in his words, a lot like me. So I don't hate the guy that much for stuttering words. I think it's more funny. You know the thing. And turns out the guy's going to be the nominee. Maybe. We don't even know what's going to happen, dude. What if we never come back from this coronavirus thing and we are straight up
are you kidding me?
Not going to have any
According
more.
to Greg Abbott, we'll be back next week, buddy.
Well, from what Fauci was saying, good old Tony Fauci, he's saying today is the day we're going to see like probably the biggest amount of deaths. And then after today, we may be seeing less and less and less and less, meaning that today could be the very top of the fucking curve. That'd be sweet. When we,
I mean, it could be. Doesn't matter.
let's hope,
Old
right?
Wheels. Old Wheels says we'll be back at work next week.
Winky is saying, who's Aaron, by the way, he says he didn't drop out. He's suspended. It's kind of a smart move. That's what I was saying here. He just suspended. Justin Mitchell, that's your brother, Brandon, saying no election this year. Are you guys have any relation there, Hard Hat? Justin?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was just making a joke, and
no, it's a thing.
Okay. All right. Take it
What's
easy.
up, man?
It's a thing.
No election this year, he thinks. Well, geez. Winky, how is it a smart move that he suspended? And by the way, I'm not saying he dropped out. New York Times says that. Again, it's all for headlines and everything. It's a lot like the reason why I have problems with a lot of the reporting going on about Trump, and we'll talk about that in a little bit, but more specifically about right now the hydroxychloroquine that he was touting, and then the people that died from it, then we find out that she may have just killed her fucking husband. And I don't know, for some reason the media wanted to portray that this couple that may or may not vote for Trump drank this because of Trump's recommendation and his touting of this miracle drug. Anyways, we get into that. Let's get into the bizarre video. But by the way, Winky, if you can still hit us up and let us know why you think that's a smart move. That good old Bernie, he's going to call in. So we'll ask Winky why he thinks that's a smart move. And Winky's one of my good oldest friends out here. He worked with me back when I first started bartending, but I wasn't even bartending. It was my first restaurant job at the same place I bartended for the first time as well. But we both ran food. We were both runners back there, and we rocked tits. So is that
Caller?
There it is. What's up, Winky?
Oh, hang on.
You got to turn the one.
Here we go. Caller.
What's up, Winky? Sorry, now we can hear you. Did we drop him?
No, he's still on the line. Caller.
Winky.
Caller.
Maybe it's not Winky. Caller.
Oh, there he is.
Yo, we can hear you. Can you hear us? Barely. Well, there you go. Turn him up. What about now? What's up? What's up, dog? Who is this? All right, drop the call.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. We can't hear you. We can't understand what you're saying. Is it the same number that we were trying to call with the guy with the weird voicemails?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, good. I'd like to hear from him, dude. That guy is hilarious. All right.
Video. I got you.
Video.
Here's Bernie's bizarre video of him dropping out.
Please don't make me vote for Joe Biden. Please don't make me vote for Joe Biden. I don't want to vote for Joe Biden.
All right.
Nobody wants to vote for Joe Biden, man.
Very odd that Bernie would do something like that.
Even Rogan said he'd vote for Trump over Biden.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he certainly did. How funny that I don't know if Biden would use that clip or anyone would use those clips, right? Because you know how when he did
Trump
say something
would use
about
that clip.
Trump might use it just to troll. But remember when Bernie was on, or no, when Joe Rogan said something like pleasant about like, oh, I'd totally vote for him, and then the Bernie campaign like uses it as quotes and trying to recruit more people from that more moderate side of the Roganites and everything.
Yeah,
the intellectual dark webbies. But anyways, let's move on. Let's move on here. So, what do I got next on the docket here? So I was talking about this whole hydroxychloroquine, and how we've been seeing lots of fake news. And then we have this new thing from New York Times, very reputable source here. Matter of fact, NewsGuard rates this son of a bitch completely clean. Like it has got nothing wrong. This is a legitimate source of news. They don't lie whatsoever. Trump's aggressive advocacy of malaria drug for testing coronavirus divides medical community. While Dr. Anthony Fauci has urged caution in using hydroxychloroquine, some doctors are prescribing it to patients who have the virus despite the fact that it has never been tested for it. And so there you go. People are using it, even though you've heard of people that have cancer, and this is something I've watched on TV. People have cancer, and which I get all my information is TV, but people that have cancer, they can do this new special, like this new treatment that's untested treatment, kind of thing. Are you guys with me on this here?
Yeah. Everyone I've heard talk about it has said that it'll be at least 18 months before any of the things they're working on now are viable.
And so in the meantime, because it is FDA approved already for treating malaria, doctors are prescribing this because they're hearing this kind of thing. And they see that it's sort of working in anecdotal evidence. And so they're actually adding more. And even though, let's say it works for them, let's say it even works for every single doctor that tries it, as long as it's not in a clinical sense, it's all anecdotal evidence, So that could be what we're seeing at the moment, that it's all just being tried this way and it's working. Of course, it has to be combined with a CPAC or something like that, like another drug. Z-Pack.
Yeah.
Has to be combined with that.
It's an FDA approved drug, so it's fine for doctors to prescribe it if they're seeing some sort of results on certain patients for it. It's great. The side effects are negligible enough where they can feel comfortable prescribing it to people as a possible treatment for this. So yeah, go ahead, whatever. It's not fish tank cleaner. You're fine.
Yeah.
If it's prescribed to you by a doctor, you're okay to take it.
All right, going back to
not that it might kill you.
And speaking of which, if you give it to your husband and you take just a little bit, just to make sure you're not done, that is like classic. That is such a classic, like cliche plot in a merge story. Wife's husband dies because they both take this fish tank cleaner, and she just took a little bit. But there was also like a history of abuse, wife to husband abuse, right? I think there were also like police reports as well. So
really, I never looked that deep into it. I just figured
somebody has now.
People
you guys can double check me.
Tank cleaner.
Steven Crowder did all that research, and feel free to debunk him. He's pretty good at his research.
Steven Crowder's people are pretty good at their research.
So I take what he says with just a grain of salt, and maybe 2 grains of salt, actually. So 2 grains of salt is what I take it with. That's a lot of salt sometimes for some people. Winky says here, he's still got, we're going back to what Winky was trying to call, and he's just going to type in, he goes, he's still going to collect delegates on the low. The media coverage on him will be less on him and more on Joe's shortcomings. Well,
which there are a lot of.
I was thinking about this. I've never really just sat and watched him talk for a while. He might have that charisma that I just don't see. 'Cause I watch a lot of just clips of him, shorter speeches, and I see a lot of the badder things, and anyone can do that, right? And you can do that with Trump as well. You can grab all the worst things he says and put them all in one and just think that's all he does is say bad things. And so I'm not trying to think that way with Bernie. With Biden too much. I want to think that he does all right, but I want to look at policies. This is what we should all be looking at. And policy wise, he's just striking out 3 strikes already for me. He's okay. Anything with illegal immigration, he's got a Democratic platform for him. I'm more for the Republican platform, so I vote for that one. Strike 1. He's going to do something about guns, and if we played this thing many times, he's going to have Beto, and I don't know if this is actually what's going to happen. This is what he said he was going to do, so we take him for what he's saying, right? He said he's going to have Beto take care of the gun situation, and Beto was saying, "Hell yes, we're going to take your AR-15. We're going to." And which Biden would say, yeah, good luck, right? Biden would say, we don't want to take your AR-14s. I got a 10 gauge shotgun. And you're going to hear a lot of those shortcomings. And we just got to remember there's probably more to it. We look at the policy. So he struck out number 2 for guns. And then the third one, we can all go with I go with the abortion thing too, but I try not to stay. I stay out of that one a lot, but big strikes already. More and then bigger government. That's a whole other thing. They want to give more regulations, more government, more power to the government. No, I'm not having that. So strike 3. So if we look at the Democratic platform, all the people are for that, and I'm just not for that. We look at the Republican side. Lower taxes, more personal freedom. I'm just all for that kind of stuff. Disagree with me if you want. Let's talk about it. That's how the show. What do you think, Dwayne?
I'm all for less government. I'm for no fucking government. Fuck it. Let's just go wild style.
Well,
do it old school.
I can go with you at some sense. You got to have some sense of law. There are some things we have to abide by, and we need to have as smallest government as we can. People governing, because we can govern ourselves for the most part.
I think the federal government's great, whatever. I don't think they need all-encompassing power over anything. I think it should mostly be left to the states. And, the federal government should be there for, back our asses up.
Yeah.
When shit gets real.
Well, sometimes the state thing gets kind of shitty.
Yeah, well, obviously it's gotten pretty shitty the last couple of weeks.
Yeah. Well, what do you mean? Because we're not all shutting the fuck down, or what?
No, having to compete over supplies, and the more wealthy states outbidding other states for medical supply. That's where the federal government should be in to try and help out, spread the wealth around everybody that needs it. Now, granted, some of these, New York, California, obviously, were a little bit harder hit initially. Louisiana, there were areas that were a little worse off than others. And, if we had the proper federal guidelines to send that stuff out to where it needed to be and not totally diminish a surplus, that's where they should come in.
Absolutely.
For everything else, let everybody run kind of what they want to do, That's how I feel. Kind of like we're doing with weed, If you want it legal in your state, it's legal. If you don't want it legal in your state, then don't fucking make it legal, Government hasn't really stepped in. I kind of wish it would be federally legal, but whatever.
What do you think the world would be like if we had absolutely no restrictions on drugs?
Oh, I think it'd be better. I think it'd be way less drug use if it was not illegal.
Yeah.
I think more people get into drugs because of the allure of doing something naughty, something they're not supposed to do.
All right.
If it was run of the mill stuff, I don't think as many people would get into it.
All right, Brandon, go to this HuffPo link that's right underneath the one we were just at, and I want to talk about how great HuffPo is. I mean, one of the greatest publications.
Got a call
ever.
coming in. Let's try this again. Got a call.
Caller.
What's up, caller? You're on the air.
Hello, caller.
Hi. I can hear you better now.
Wow, it sounds really garbled, but yeah, what's going on?
Okay, so Bernie suspending is kind of a smart idea because he's still on the ballot. He can still collect delegates, but the media's not going to be covering him as much now. They're going to focus on Joe Biden and his rape accusations. They're going to focus on Joe Biden's shortcomings. Well, Bernie is in the background still collecting delegates. So, I mean, he's going to come up
do you
either
think, Winky, do you
even out or he passes them.
So this actually sounds like the pussy tapes to me, that Trump said. Do you think this is going to hurt him at all for Biden's sake? Do you think Biden's going to hurt from all these allegations, which are just allegations? We have no idea if they're true or not, but we live in a world where we must believe all women. And I disagree with that wholeheartedly, but we have something called due process in this country. And no matter what side of the aisle you live on, I'm going to fight for that due process, for Christ's sake. Do you believe, Winky, that he committed this rape or this sexual assault to his former staffer?
Probably, but it's not only those allegations, but also he is suffering from dementia. He can barely remember where he is at the time.
Well, I mean, he does stumble on his words on occasion, but have you ever watched a full speech of Joe Biden before?
Yeah, I've watched him all the debates. I've watched his little speeches and the stuff he's shooting from his basement now.
He's shooting from his basement, and he's still saying some flubby words, but I don't think I'm watching them all the way. I certainly don't, and I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt that he doesn't. I mean, for a presidential candidate, you got to have some sort of know-all or have some sort of charisma, and maybe he had that at one point. I agree with you. He's not the thing. That was a big fucking deal to me when he's all like, we made these truths to be self-evident that all men and women equal, created you know the thing. Like, that is amazing to me. That is one of the best clips ever to be played. It's right up there with
really?
It's up there with Beto saying, hell yes, we're going to take your AR-15s.
I think you said fuck yeah.
No, anyways, we're having trouble hearing you, Winky. Thanks for calling, man. We'll discuss this further. All right, thanks, man. Yeah, you can drop him. Yeah, I mean, he was just saying what he said on his thing there. And
I'd like to hear Biden talk. I'd like to hear someone have a conversation with him. And I heard someone ask Rogan recently if he'd have Biden on. He declined. He's like, nah. And he said the same thing Winky said. He said, I think the guy is suffering from the onset of dementia. And I think it's obvious. I don't know that it's obvious.
He just may be, man. Okay, so look at this from one of the best publications out there. Donald Trump has a stake in hydroxychloroquine. The drug maker reports here. President has repeatedly touted the anti-malaria drug as his coronavirus treatment, despite a lack of medical evidence. President Donald Trump reportedly owns a stake in a company that produces hydroxychloroquine, the drug touted, blah, 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 by experts, blah, blah, no strong evidence, blah, blah, blah. Trump has a small personal financial interest in Sanofi, the French drug maker that makes Plaquenil. These are black names or medicine names. I don't know. The brand name version of hydroxychloroquine. Hydroxychloroquine, get your ass inside. The New York Times reported Monday. It's
How many kids do you think are going to be named Corona in like next year?
Oh man, or just like Rona,
Coco,
Irona,
Rona.
Yeah, you may be right, and I may be crazy here. Let's see.
There'll be a lot of stupid children born next year.
Chorus of Trump supporters with no medical expertise have backed the president's urging of doctors to treat COVID-19 patients with the drug. And if you click on these links here, they just take you to more HuffPo links. Like you're okay. Your opinion is based on more opinion that you guys make. Okay, thank you. In the face of warnings from top infectious disease expert Dr. Anthony Fauci, Dr. Anthony Fauci, that the drug safety and effectiveness are uncertain in treating COVID-19. Trump has continued to laud its supposed benefits. And so it just keeps going on just for a little bit further. And it got me to thinking, how much because I don't think they even mentioned once in that
Coronials.
How much the coronials. Oh, that's the era of kids that are going to be born during this coronavirus era. So go to this next link, Mr. Hardhat, where we'll find. I just wanted to find out, does Trump have a stock in hydroxychloroquine? And so,
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if he did.
Well, let's go to Snopes. Let's find out here. Does Trump
Mostly
benefit
false.
financially? Mostly false. Now,
what's true?
As we read here, we're going
Zoom
to
in
see
on
that
what's true.
What's true? U.S. President Donald Trump earns some income from 3 family trusts that are administered independently by J.P. Morgan, an investment bank and wealth management firm. These trusts are in part invested in mutual funds that themselves are partially invested in companies that produce hydroxychloroquine. What's false? Trump's financial stake in these companies is virtually negligible, contained indirectly via mutual funds and administered through 3 family trusts he does not control. As a generic drug, hydroxychloroquine is unlikely to provide any one company with significant profits compared to any other proprietary drugs.
You don't think that guy knows his portfolio backwards and forwards? This dude is Scrooge McDuck, sir. He's not letting any coin slip out of his grubby little paws.
Don't let the delusion of intent
big paws,
get to you
however
either.
big his paws may be.
Assume that this guy
You know
doesn't.
what they say about big paws, right?
You got big. You have long nails. That's what happens. You got long fingernails. I don't assume anything with him. I think that the guy does so much that knowing every little mutual fund and every little thing that they invest in, he knows all that. I think he's got an accountant. He's got I think he's got a broker. He's got a Jewish guy to do all his books. Trust me. He
doesn't do so much, I don't think. I think he plays golf most of the time.
Yeah,
right.
Well, he does a lot of golfing, because he works so hard when he's in office. Because he works so hard in office all the time.
Do you think he's a good golfer?
We've talked about his golfing before, how sometimes he's been with like celebrities, and celebrities would say something like, "Oh yeah, I played golf with Donald Trump." Like you'll see him hit a ball way over there, and then we get to the ball, and the ball's not exactly where you thought it would be. Like somebody kicked that away, and it's like conveniently close to the rough there.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay. So who knows? Who cares if he cheats at fucking golf? Do I give a fuck? Like, oh, that's a president. He doesn't own a dog. Oh, that's a shitty president.
Care.
He doesn't play golf fair. I think that's
I don't care if he cheats at golf, but it does give a good indication of his personality. You know what I mean?
And listen, he may not even be the one that's cheating. He could, they all have caddies, and the caddies probably make a lot more money. They know this. Probably make a lot more money when Mr. Trump does really well at golf, and a lot less tips when he doesn't do so well. So maybe in their mind, they have to make sure this guy. And it's exactly. Do you think he actually knows these kind of things? He has to not know them, or just goes, "Don't tell me. I don't care."
Fuck no, he doesn't know. That's the same thing I said during this whole fucking impeachment thing. That dude didn't know shit. It was all the minions doing his dirty work for him. He's like any other fucking super villain, bro.
looks like any supervillain. He's so evil.
Right?
So
He's
again,
like a low rent Lex Luthor.
I wanted to bring up the fact that there was a buddy of mine that just, and I think I said this earlier, but he posts stuff like this. Another one is that Trump stole money from his own foundation or something, and you can look at that up, and that's also false. It's like he'll post these things and then say how someone like me could be so smart that you would vote for someone like Trump, and then you post stuff like this and you say that you're in the smart group. Like, bro, all I had to do was ask you a couple questions and type that into Google and you find the fucking answer. But you find anything that makes him look bad. And I had to tell him, I go, listen,
you just find whatever agrees with your bias, man.
That's what I said. I said, you might not realize it, bro, but you may be just trying to confirm the bias that you have. You may have a delusion of intent about what this guy is about, that anything he does is never for him, it's never for anybody else. It's always for himself. And he's an evil person, like anything that will make him look bad. And he had posted up something that charity of that foundation or whatever, he stole money from it. I posted up a link to Snopes, debunking it, saying that it's false, mostly false, something like that. Post disappears. And then, I tell him, I'm saying, hey man, you're doing that. It's like anything to look bad, make him look bad is what you're doing. And that's all you're saying lately. I didn't know you were so like into politics. Everyone's a fucking political expert nowadays. So
I just want to clarify that I'm not saying any of this out of any kind of actual knowledge of anything that he's done. I'm doing this strictly off of impression.
Sure.
I mean, the first time I saw the guy in the fucking 80s on a Barbara Wawa interview, what the fuck ever. I mean, I knew the dude I read enough comic books to know who this guy was. That comb over dude, bad guy for sure.
All the comic books have been telling me this forever.
Fuck yeah.
All right, let's get into Clown World getting scarier and scarier every day here, because people, first it was, don't worry about wearing masks. The people that have it are the ones that should be wearing it. Now it's fucking crackdown. You must wear a fucking mask.
Where did you hear that you shouldn't wear a mask? Let's go timeline. Let's do a timeline. What month and what news media did you hear that from?
It was news media was it had to be CNN and Fox News both saying it. And this was in March, like March 20th, like just right after all of us started having to stay home. Even prior, maybe a couple weeks prior to that.
Let's go further back. Let's talk about November. Was anybody saying anything on news media in November, December about this?
We didn't actually really know about it that much. We were still here. China withheld so much information from us. We didn't get to hear about this till it almost was too late for a lot of us.
Yeah. I feel like I remember seeing it on the news back in like November, December, and it was just
about the mask
experiencing. No, like China is experiencing outbreak of yada yada yada, and there was no fear of it or anything here.
Because we were like, we've heard this before. We're like, okay, yeah. Well, it sounds like they've got that's what you guys get for eating bats, kind of thing. And haha, and then
someone shared a video the other day. I don't know if I talked to you about this already. Someone shared a video the other day of a guy who supposedly was a member of that pandemic task force or whatever that Obama had appointed to the White House. And he was talking about how there was a playbook for this in place already, and that people were ignoring it as early as November, December. And there were steps that should have already been taken.
Well, they weren't sure what they were dealing with yet. They've seen coronaviruses in the past.
Well, he laid it out. He was like, there was a timeline for if there was an outbreak of a novel coronavirus in China and so many people got sick within this time frame, these are the steps that we should start taking at that period. And those steps were ignored. And down the line, further steps were ignored until it was a little bit too late. Was his opinion.
Whose opinion?
I don't remember who this guy was.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to find the post and I'll send it to you.
Well, anyways, let's get moving on. We're running out of time here. We're going to do a short show, and then we've got American Mustache Leatherworks playing a video. When are we officially at an hour for the show here, Mr. Hardhat?
Got about 12 more minutes.
Okay, great. We can get through the rest of this news if we can get through the news here. But anyways, it's getting crazy.
Okay,
So we were talking about face masks, and it's relevant here. And this comes from the Sun. The shock moment: passenger is dragged off Philadelphia bus by 10 cops for not wearing a face mask. A passenger was left angry and humiliated after being dragged off a bus by cops when the driver complained he was not wearing a face mask. The bus driver, who himself was not wearing a mask, had ordered the passenger to leave the bus in Philadelphia on Friday as he did not have a face mask on. Blah, blah, blah. The man refused. Let's watch the video, if we can, Mr. Hardhat, of this heinous fucking act of government. Like, is this the country we want to live in when one person isn't wearing their mask? It's like anti-vaxxers, right? This is the anti-vaxxer not wearing his fucking mask outside, refuses to do it because the government said I don't have to because it's America. And then they drag him off by his hands and fucking feet, pull him off the bus, and then has to walk to work, late to work or something.
Did he get arrested?
Instagram is slow with their videos.
And like he said something about a taser, and so the cop on the right there is like probably getting ready to pull that sucker out.
Do we know if he was arrested?
I don't think he was arrested. He was, because you can't arrest people for not wearing a face mask. I mean, I guess in some states the governors have made some.
If he didn't get arrested, then I'm fine with him getting dragged off of the fucking bus. Don't be an asshole.
Okay, Jimmy.
Yeah, well, it's true, man. I mean, all these people are scared, obviously. Okay, so the bus driver wasn't wearing a mask. Fuck you, get off the bus too. But if these people are scared, man, don't be an asshole. You know, the dude was probably walking on the bus coughing and wiping his nose on his sleeve like a fucking dick.
Well, does it help that the man is a black man?
I'm okay. No, it doesn't. It matters not. What I'm saying is I'm okay with them fucking dragging him off the bus. As long as he didn't go to jail for it, fuck it. Drag him off the bus. They asked you nicely to leave. Just leave.
You mean the public bus that he helps pay for with his tax money?
In a situation where, you know, it's been advised to us that we should be taking these practices to keep killing motherfuckers.
Why isn't the bus driver then wearing a mask, as they said in the story?
Well, like I said, the bus driver should have got the fuck off the bus too. Somebody else should have drove the bus.
All right. Well, I have to disagree with that. If everyone else is wearing a mask and there's one person not wearing a mask, what harm are we looking at here? I mean, if you're wearing your mask, you're good, right? Some people.
I'm not saying it's not extreme. I'm not saying it's not extreme, but the dude didn't go to jail. I don't
approve of my government doing this. Period. Like, thank you. No, thank you.
No, I approve of public citizens doing this more than I approve of government doing it. Like passengers on the bus should have kicked the dude off the fucking bus.
Great point, because I've played countless videos of like people like fighting in buses and then throwing them off the bus. I showed not too long the other day where a bus driver uppercutted this woman and threw her off the fucking bus. And I was like,
for a good reason, for a valid reason.
Well, she was hitting on him and like smacking the bus driver, and the bus driver was like, "I'm not taking this shit," and fucking got up and and like she went fucking flying back. It was super sweet.
Hell yeah. I'm all about it.
But the bottom line here is that I actually sort of like that better than seeing a video of cops pulling a person out. Everyone got up and fucking Well, I don't like that either, but I find it better than the government doing that.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather see people step up and do it for themselves than waiting on the government to do it for them. You know.
All right, moving on. So we've got governors putting restrictions on churchgoers here. This comes from WHAS 11. Kentucky governor. He's saying something. Anyone at mass gatherings this weekend must quarantine. So I think what's going on here, and we'll read a little bit of it first. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear said the state will require people who participate in mass gatherings this weekend to quarantine for 14 days. In his Friday press briefing, Bashar said the state will record the license plate of any people at a mass gathering, including in-person church services this weekend, and give the information to local health departments who will order people to quarantine for 14 days. So they're sorry, I was hearing something in the background. Is maybe I'm tripping. Anyways,
Ooh,
they're
you got
busting.
mushrooms? You bastard.
I'm not tripping. This is more clown world shit going on here. So if you go to church, I thought, okay, maybe that would be good if they said, all right, you guys go to church. You guys are way more at risk to get spreading it at this point. So you should all quarantine for 14 days or 2 weeks or a week or whatever. And that'd be the end of it. But no, they're recording your fucking information. Then they're going to give it to health departments, the government, who will order you to quarantine for 14 days, whether or not you have it or not. So
fuck them.
Fuck 'em.
Religion's not essential. Church is not essential. Religion may be essential to some people, but church isn't essential. You can do that shit from anywhere. You can pray from anywhere. You don't need to go to church.
Well,
Bottom
you
line.
don't need a
They
lot
should have
of
closed
things.
them all.
Listen, you don't need a lot of things in life. I'm going to keep fucking.
You know who needs churches open right now? Churches need churches open right now because they need the fucking money.
Well, that's true. That's true. They need money. So do a lot of businesses, and you know,
Non-essential. Boom. Shut them down. Board them up.
It's not essential to
Close 'em.
you. It's not
Close 'em
essential
out.
to you. All right, Alex Jones. There. It's not essential. Alex Jones would be for this, by the way. He would be
He
against.
totally would.
He would
was
be
probably
totally
at mass
against
this morning.
He's like, this is unacceptable. It's against our freedom of religion, freedom of gathering.
Because
I think Alex doesn't he have a church on the compound? So he doesn't, he's a pastor too, I hear. So you don't have to worry.
I've never heard that.
He's not
but
shutting that down.
Maybe not. Maybe so. Maybe not.
I watched him the other day. To get his take on all of this.
What did he say?
He predicted all this years ago. All of it.
Yeah. Well, when you're on the air for 4 hours a day and you're talking a bunch of weird stuff, you eventually will get some stuff right. Like, think about how many episodes of Simpsons there are and how many times they've gotten things right. But people always go and focus. Look at all the things they got right. Like, well, what about all the things that they obviously did not get right? It's like we're looking for confirmation to the bias that we have. Let's go to the next link there, Mr. Hard Hat. And this one, happy Easter, by the way. St. Peter was actually a rabbit. I don't know if you knew that. St. Peter Rabbit. It's a South Park episode. You guys should watch it. As Easter nears, see which of the 50 states are banning religious gatherings in response to the coronavirus. Coming out of
is there a
Cleveland,
graph or something?
There should be a graph in here. If
colored
I'm
map?
not mistaken. A colored map? Take it easy there, bud. No, it looks like it's just a list here. Alabama, residents may leave their home for religious service. Alaska, a state order. Let's just go ahead. We'll read some of the. California says got a stay-at-home order. Does not exclude places of worship. Let's go to Louisiana.
Good on you, California. Oh,
Let's see
Louisiana.
Bell Edwards, Governor John Bell Edwards banned gatherings of 10 or more people in a stay-at-home order, but also said going to a place of worship is an essential activity.
Yeah.
Activity that limits large services.
Now you know why I left Louisiana.
Effectively, that limits large services at a place of worship. But he said, so you can't do more than 10 people, which means you can probably still do your church service like 10 people at a time, or you like open up like 10 satellites, a bunch of satellite churches that can only have 9 other people.
I've seen churches doing Zoom church. Do Zoom church. I'm fine with it.
Zoom church. I don't want to see your face. Like what my mom was saying is that they're live streaming the service. It's like, okay, that's great. And they can still take Venmo and PayPal and shit. So fuck it. Why not? Except I think Venmo will charge you tax.
Traceable. Well, but that's traceable. It's on the books. When people are just giving you cash all day, you can not report half of that.
You seen that? Hard hat's a smart motherfucker.
That's right.
Yeah, that's why they want the churches to be open, because if they're not open, they're not getting that tax-free money.
That's right. Yep. That's a business, like I said. And when your business doesn't get taxed, you better make money.
Have you guys looked at any of this church stuff on television? Like I was flipping channels and watched Kenneth Copeland.
Is he the guy that blew away coronavirus?
Yeah, with his brothers all up on the.
Can you get that video up there? I think we'll probably get flagged for playing it, so maybe we shouldn't be playing it. we have to be careful what videos we play because we'll get flagged for them. Let's look at Texas. Texas is under a stay-at-home order, but religious services at houses of worship are allowed under the order. They are considered essential services. God bless Texas. The governor office says that if services cannot be conducted from home or remotely, they should follow the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention guidelines by keeping the facility clean and using social distancing. So you don't have to worry about sitting next to someone gross on the pew. You know, you're going to.
I feel like you'll see that pretty prevalent across southern states that churches are fine to go to. And then like out west, no church, you know?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
All right. Where are we at time wise there?
Probably, I don't know, 3 more minutes.
All right. Last story. We'll do this. Ape Lady Goodall has a good idea why we got the Rona here. And this comes from Yahoo News. Jane Goodall. You guys remember her. She's the ape lady. She lived amongst the apes, the primates. She's a primatologist.
Dead, man.
She's a primatologist or a primatologist, like my buddy Dwayne over there. Primatologist. What up? Says the coronavirus pandemic was caused by humanity's disregard for nature and disrespect for animals. Goodall, who's best known for trailblazing research in Africa that revealed that we know about it. During a conference call ahead of the release of the new National Geographical documentary, Jane Goodall, The Hope, the 86-year-old also said everyone can make a difference. How do you view this pandemic? It is our disregard for nature and disrespect of the animals. She's probably talking about fucking eating bats is what she's saying. We should have shared, right? I thought she was going to more or less say, you know, we just don't treat the world correct. And this is kind of like Mother Nature's way of, it's like the church way, the God's way of seeing it. But they're saying it with Mother Nature instead. Like, you know, it's because we've been doing the world so wrong that Mother Nature decided, no, God decided to bring down this to kill all the facts and all the queers.
Let me say something to our listeners in China right now. Those wet markets are gross. Don't fucking eat bats. It's just gross. Don't do it.
It's disgusting, right?
Tofu or some shit. Be vegan. Contact my friends at Bully Ranch ATX. They'll help you with your vegan diet. They'll help you get some pit bulls. If you promise
No. Don't tell China to call Bully Ranch. They're going to be like, all right, we're going to call you Bully Ranch. And we want 2. You got
in China, maybe?
2 bulldog. 3 pit bull. What are you going to do with these? Oh, we just wanted to train them. Dwayne said that we can call you.
Put a disclaimer out. I said, don't eat them.
Anyways, thank you guys for watching another episode of Emergency Exit podcast. We are going to go for now. We've got a clip. We're actually going to watch the full video from American Mustache Leatherworks making the number 5 version 5 wallet. And so enjoy. Thank you guys for watching. For Dwayne, the primatologist, Primo. For Brandon, the hard hat Mitchell, I'm Low Sane. That's right. All right.